afternoon, my Diamond Art Peeps. This is Diamond Painting with Jack, and I am Jack. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are returning, again, thank you for your support. I really, truly appreciate it. Today is Monday. It is November the 14th, and we're doing a WIP and chat. So WIP and chat means work in progress. So I want you to grab whatever it is that you're working on, or if you're just doing some housework and wanting to listen to me ramble for 45 minutes, I would truly appreciate it. I am working on my I'm so sorry. I am working on my November project for Diamond Grandma's hashtag DG birthday 22, and what she has picked is landscape, so I'm doing that. I'm working on that. This is from Craftibly, and it is called Monday Morning. It is so huge. This is all I would be truly struggling if I was trying to get it to unfold. Monday Morning, and it is by David Rottenhouse. It is a 56 by 24, and it's round. And I started this November 1st, and I didn't get to work on it because I just got back from my vacation, and I was working on another piece. So I have been working on this since have gotten back, and it is it's giving me a run for my money. But what I finally did, which I should have been doing this the entire time, and I didn't do it for everything, I just like sections. I have put release paper over it because I found that if I didn't, I would try to do like a piece, and then or we try to do like a color, and then I would use all that color, but then maybe the color started out up here and then it was color down here, and then I started getting all over, and it just kind of started freaking me out. So what I did is that I sectioned it off. And I would truly suggest that if you are new to diamond painting, to section your pieces off so that you stay in some resemblance of order. And it has been really helpful. So I am using my new pen that I got from Craftibly when I went to go visit, and I will talk about that a little bit more. And then I did an unboxing yesterday for Bella Safina, and I absolutely love this. And it's just a regular boat that they put crystals around, but I've been using it. I love it. And it also came with this wax holder that has flowers on it. So I am just like in awe of Bella Safina. So that's about it. I am using my, this is the sticker sheet. I had drawn the stickers and symbols and letters and stuff on, and so I could have just took all that off, but it's really helped me to have this in front of me. So that's what I've been using. And I got out my the colors that I am going to be using. This is, I didn't say it's 71 colors. 71 colors, 1 AB drill and 1 rhinestone. Okay, so we'll just get started. So, as I said, I just came back from my vacation. I went on a cruise. It was the first time that I have ever been outside of the United States. First time I've ever been on a cruise. And it was really, I had a really good time. I went to Mahogany Bay, Belize, and also to Cozumel. All right, let me get my colors poured in here. So, okay. So, I went with two other friends. They're sisters, or twins, which same thing as sisters, but they're twins. Left Oklahoma Friday morning and drove to Galveston. That's where we caught the boat or ship. And because they know that I am like such a nerd, they so graciously allowed me to stop in Fort Worth, and I got to go to the Craftibly store, and I was so excited about that. I think I was more excited about that than the actual ship, the actual cruise. So that was really great, and it was nice. And I did not buy out. My friend texted and said, "Don't buy out the store," and I'm like, I know, and I did not. I bought, and I do have a unboxing for, or unhauling, I guess you would say, for that. So I just got like some storage, another storage container, and the pen, and oh, a coffee mug, which I've shown. I haven't used it yet. I don't know why. I haven't had coffee today. I need to get some coffee in me. It's really weird because when I'm at work, probably because we have like a Starbucks that's in the hospital. So I'm usually there like pretty much every day. Let me take a sip of water. You guys, this is my nemesis right here. I am a horrible water drinker. Absolutely horrible, horrible, horrible water drinker. I keep waiting for my kidneys to just walk out. I keep waiting for them to have like carrying 2 little suitcases and telling me they hate me and leave because I am a terrible water drinker. I am. I have to make myself, like, this is just the 17 ounce, 16.9 ounce. I've been drinking on this since this morning. And this is how much I have gotten. You know, most people would have probably be on their 3rd bottle. But no, not me. Not me. So I have to make myself drink water. And if I chug it, then I get nauseous. So, yep. Oh my goodness. See, I'm not good at this. I am not a good water drinker. Okay, so anyway. So we left Friday morning. We stayed all night in Galveston. It was about, I think it was like a 9-hour drive. It was probably a little bit more because they were, like I said, so sweet and let me be a nerd and go to the Craftibly store. So that kind of put us behind probably like maybe an hour. So we get into Galveston, I think about 5 it was dark, so maybe about 6 o'clock. And we stayed the night there, then got up that morning, and we chose the very last time that you could register to get onto the ship. And so that was like 1:30. And so we got up and found some place to eat and all of that. And that was another, well, not another reason, but there was a motorcycle convention, I guess, for lack for a better word, that was going on. So it was really hard trying to find parking because of that. And they had the streets well, not kind of, they had the streets cornered off. And so that took us a little bit, but we got a parking garage, which was like right across from where the ship was. So that was great. I learned that I need a bigger suitcase because I diamond arted the entire time that we were gone. I diamond arted the entire way from Oklahoma to Craftibly, and then once we got on the ship later that evening, when we were getting everything, we're ready for, getting ready for bed, I diamond arted. So I diamond arted the entire time. So I should have had the long cases, that you can put, like that Craftibly that I'm waiting, the tube. I am still waiting on my pre-orders. And I know it's not their fault at all. So I'm not blaming Craftibly at all. But I told the young man there, I said, I will never order another pre-order. Because when I ordered this, it took them, I don't even think it was, maybe 5 days, because it was in their store. They got it, they sent it to me. And I almost bought a tube. And I thought, it'll be there when I get back. But it was not. So I would suggest that if you are traveling with your diamond art, that you get a tube. I had this big car, it's like a clipboard, but it's like really good size, that I got at $5 and below. Yeah, $5 and below, something like that. That worked out perfectly for putting my work on. But trying to maneuver with a suitcase on wheels, I had 2 suitcases. I had my big one that had the majority of my clothes in, and then a smaller one that I had for my stuff, like they said that you should have like extension cords, because there's not a lot of places to plug in things like that. So I had that, and my toiletries and stuff like that. And then I had this big clipboard with my picture that I folded up and put under the little snaps. Oh my God. It was so hard trying to maneuver all of that. So the next time I will get one big suitcase, because the girls had huge suitcases, but they had like two suitcases, and then they had like their backpack. I was like, and I did not wear probably, I don't know, probably a third of what I bought. For some reason, I didn't pack enough t-shirts. That's what I needed more of, but it was crazy. It was just absolutely crazy. Oh, because I was on a carnival page on my Facebook, and so it was kind of like tips and tricks, and they were like, so you should, if you need a fan, you should carry a fan. I didn't use it because for one, there wasn't any place really to put it. I mean, I guess I could have put it on. They had like a little stool that they had at the when you came in for the little desk. I guess I could have put it on that, but it was one of those hospital fans that you have to clip on to something to stay up. But I was freezing the entire time. So when I got to my room, because the girls stayed in a room together, and then I had my own room by myself. So when I got to my room, they had it on Antarctica. It was so cold, and I was just like, I like bundled up. I was freezing, and then finally the young lady that was the housekeeper for my section, I said, how do I get this not to be so freezing? So she showed me, and so I was finally able to get warm. And this is just an old woman thing. That's all I'm going to say, is because, and I know why they do it. So your TV, every room has a TV. It had like 3 or 4 stations that were for Carnival and showing you different places, how to maneuver the ship, things like that. They had like 4 stations of that. And then they had the Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and they had TCM, I think that is, the Turner broadcast station where they played the really old movies. And then they had HGTV and the Food Network. Guys, I am a TV person. And like I said, I understand why they do it, because they don't want you staying in your room. But I sleep with my TV on. So no Hallmark. I was like, dear God, I'm dying. So the first night I was like, I want to go home. Also, once you get on the ship and you start sailing out to sea, there was no internet. Because at first I thought, you know what, the girls said they were going to get internet. So I thought, well, if I need to, reach or touch bases with my kids or something, I can probably just use theirs. But you had nothing. So they kind of nickel and dime you on some things like the internet. I ended up that very next day getting internet. Well, the very, very basic internet was $84. So that let me get on Facebook. It let me get on TikTok, but I had no YouTube. So again, I was dying. I couldn't watch any of my creators. I was just like, oh dear God. But because I was able to get on Facebook and TikTok, I was, okay with that. But oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I just, I'm just chalking that up to being just, old and stuck in my ways. So the first 2 days we were on the ship, and there's plenty of food. You have like this one big main restaurant that you go to, and I guess that's where you have like your bigger meals. The other restaurants were like buffet style, which had great food, and then they had Guy's Burgers that was outside by the pool. Then they had a place where you could get Mexican. There was a place where you could get pizza, and then there was a place where you could get, by where the buffet style was, you could get ice cream 24/7. But it was so funny because the main restaurant, you got a appetizer, your main course, and a dessert for every meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why you needed dessert for breakfast, I don't know, but You could if you wanted to. But I didn't do like any of the specialties restaurants. Like there's a steakhouse that you could go to, but that's not part of your package, so you have to pay for that. There was a sushi place, which we had talked about doing, but we never made it there, which was fine. I mean, I am not a seafood person at all. So when I do sushi, it's always cucumbers or avocados, that type. So it's always a vegetable sushi. But you did not go hungry at all. Now, in your cabin was a refrigerator, but you didn't have a microwave and you didn't have a way to heat up anything. So I never brought anything back with me. And I like little snacks, like when we stopped at Buc-ee's, which I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this. Buc-ee's is like this gigantic, I don't know if you guys have OnQ, but it's like so you can get gasoline, but it's huge. You can get food, and they're really famous for their barbecue brisket. You can get all kinds of like t-shirts and hats and things like that. In fact, we stopped on our way going once we got into Texas, and then also when we were coming home, we stopped again because that's where the girls would gas up, and we got food in there. And I'm having I usually do every year, I do an ugly Christmas sweater party, but this year I'm doing a pajama party. And so they had the cutest pajamas, and so that's where I got my pajamas there. So there's just like 8,000 things there. So think of it like a 7-Eleven, but on crack. It was just huge. So I had bought some jerky. So if I got like hungry, I would have like a little couple of bites of jerky, and that sufficed me until the next day. So 2 days were at sea. And so what they did is they went past Cozumel and Belize, and we started at the very end, I guess. So we stopped at Mahogany Bay, and there we did it was a water sports day. So there was this section called Big French Water Sport, and that included lunch. And so you could paddleboard and you could kayak, but you were just in this one little section, so you couldn't go out far, but which was fine. And then you kind of just laid out. We were there for like, I think like 4 hours, maybe 6 hours. I don't think it was that long, but maybe between 4 and 6 hours. That was probably my least favorite, just because, I mean, you could, like I said, you couldn't really go really far out. And so we paddleboard for a little bit, and then we kayaked for a little bit, and then basically kind of just laid out. Well, guys, I'm pretty happy with my tan, so the laying out thing just wasn't really my jam. I mean, I took a book to read, and I did that, and then we ate, and then they had every place, no matter what, how big or small, had a little place where you could get some souvenirs. So, by the time you did that, I was pretty like, okay, I'm through. I'm finished. So I worked on my tan for like 10 minutes, and then I was finished. So then the next day we went to Belize. So the trip is getting a little better every day. Now Belize is where our excursion we did zip line and then tube caving. those I really enjoyed. So they took you to the rainforest. And again, every place had, because we didn't really get to see, we drove through this little city, but we didn't really get to get out. But they had a gift shop, and they had a couple other places where you could get souvenirs, and that also came with a lunch. So when we get there, because that, you know, because for where the Belize is, the ship could only come in so far. Then you had to get on a smaller boat to get you into the city. And then once you got into the city, then you took a bus ride to the rainforest. So that was a pretty long ride. So it's probably like a 45-minute ride to the rainforest and then 45 back. But so once we got there, we ate lunch, which was, like I said, was part, and the food was great. I really didn't have any complaints about any of the food. I really enjoyed it at both places. And so the zip line was like, I believe they said it was like 300 feet in the air. So you had to walk. Well, first you got set for your gear. You know, you got your harness on and you got your helmet on. And then you had to walk up these stairs, which was fine. I enjoyed that. And then you get all the way to the top, and then you zip line down, and then they take you, you hit that platform, and then they move you around to the second, and then you zip line down, and then down, and then down. I have zip line twice. When my friends and I, another set of friends and I, we went to Vegas, we zip lined from one part of a hotel to the other, which was really pretty tame compared to the zip line that we did in Belize. And yes, I screamed like a girl. And I honestly was a little proud of myself because I thought they're going to have to push me off of this platform. Because what you do is, like, once you get there, and they give you gloves, because you hold on to these two pieces, and then you kind of lean back and you bend your knees, and then you go. I thought they are going to have to push me off of this platform. But I was really surprised when it came to me. When they said, okay, go, I jumped. And so the first one, I felt like I was going like 100 miles an hour, and it flipped you around. So now I'm looking at where I got off of, and it did that twice, because I think that each time it kind of slows you down a little bit more. But when you get to the end, I felt like it just like slammed you, and then they kind of hit the brakes, and it was like it just kind of jerked, and I was just like saying words that that small children probably, you don't want your small children to hear. But I did it. And then when you got to the third one, then you had to kind of walk. They unhooked you, then you walk down to the next platform, and then you would go to so it was 5 platforms that you had to go to. And I was really glad that we did the zip lining first. So we did that, and then cave tubing is then you had to walk down to inside this cave where they had this cold water, but it was really refreshing. But it was, by the time you got down to where the water was, I was like drenching because it's humid. But so, and you got into a group of 8, and they kind of tethered you together. Well, they didn't. They did. They tethered you together, and then the water was deep enough that you could tube, but it was not, it was not too deep where the people that were pulling you, because you had two guides. You had one person that was pulling you, and then you had the other person that was kind of giving you a history of of the cave and all of that. And so they pulled you around, and the water came up probably to your chest maybe in some places, but that was really neat. And so then after, and that was I don't know, I think that was like a 45 minute exhibition, I guess you would say. So it was really nice. And then after that, you got out, and then you had to walk back up, get out of all your gear. And I didn't bring, I should have brought a dry clothes to change into, so I didn't. So I was kind of miserable. I did bring a t-shirt that I put on, but I should have brought pants, and I kept forgetting to bring a beach towel, because I kept thinking, oh, I'll just grab a beach towel, I'll buy one and that'll be a souvenir. But I thought they were kind of pricey, so I didn't get a beach towel. So, but it was fine. It was fine. So the places where I wanted to go to do a little shopping, because I am a shopper. I love shopping. So, but when we got back to by the time we got back to the place where we got off of the bus and then walked up to the place where we got back on the smaller boat to get back to the ship, that we didn't get to shop. So that was okay. That was okay. And then our last day was in Cozumel, which was absolutely our favorite. I enjoyed Belize because of the fact that we got to do the activity of the zip lining and all of that. But when we got to Cozumel, we were on these like little buggies that you drove. And actually, I was like, I rode with our guide, because I was like, I could see me like running over 15 people by the time I pulled out of the parking lot. And so, because he came by and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, he goes, "You want me to drive?" And I was like, yes, Dr. Gallowakowicz, I do want you to drive. So that was great. So there was like, I think it was like 10 of us all in a row. And so he drove, and then we stopped, and he gave us a little story about where we were, and then we drove a little bit more, and then we turned around, and then we stopped at this restaurant where that was the only place where we were on our own for lunch. And in the restaurant, they had a tequila tasting, which was really neat. And I'm, on one hand, yes, I do love to shop, but then I'm also kind of cheap. And so like the tequila was like, it was a good size, but it was like $70. I'm like, no, that's okay. But I did enjoy drinking it. And they just gave you just a little, like one of those little, like the little cups that you probably do communion in, that size. So nobody was getting too drunk. It was really funny because when we went to Mahogany Bay, the people on the island that was greeting us and that fed us and all of that, they were like, it's our job to get you drunk. And so at 9 o'clock in the morning, I don't know what they put in those drinks, but that was the strongest. I got a margarita, and the girls, I think they got a margarita too, but that was the strongest drink I've ever had in my life. And there were a couple of people that were toe up from the flow up. And I was like, I do not want to come to a foreign land and get drunk and get unruly and get arrested and all that stuff. So I didn't buy any tequila, but I did enjoy the time there. It was really nice. Um, but after that, then they took us to this little area where we could do some shopping, because it was scoot, lunch, and shopping. So, and like I said, it was probably, I think there was probably 12 of us in this little group. And so this little area that we got to do some shopping at, we were there for just like for about a half an hour. And then they took us back to where we started. And we were there because the ship wasn't supposed to leave until 2:15. So when we got back there, we had probably a good hour and a half, almost 2 hours to do more shopping. And that's where I think a lot of people did a lot of shopping. I know I did a lot of shopping. So much I had to buy a bag to bring back all of my other stuff that I got. So it was very, I enjoyed it. We enjoyed Cozumel. I think that was the best place that of all of the 3 places that we docked at, that we went to, that I really truly enjoyed the most. So it was really great. And the first night I posted, I don't know about this, but then, like I said, it got better. And so then we, that was our last day of getting off the ship. And then, that was Thursday. Yeah, because then Friday we were on the ship all day, and then Saturday we got back to Galveston, and were able to get off the ship and go home and all that good stuff. So by Thursday night, I was ready. I was ready to come home. I missed my family, and I was ready to be in my own bed, in my own house. And I thought I'm going to be so tired, because we did not get back to Norman. It was about 8 o'clock. It was about 8 o'clock when we got back. And then so I set up with my kids, with my daughter and my son-in-law, and talked to them and gave them their gifts that I got for them. I bought, I told my daughter that I would get her a refrigerator magnet from every place that we went. And I did, because we both collect refrigerator magnets. And then I got t-shirts, and and I was able to find those places where you can get 8 t-shirts for $20. So I was able to do that. So I was able to get t-shirts for my daughter and her son and my son-in-law. I was able to get t-shirts for my son and his wife and all 3 of my grandkids. And then I got t-shirts, refrigerator magnets, and they would have things like keychains too for $6, and so I got a couple of keychains. So I was able to get things so that that I can give to a couple of things for people at work. And I got coffee for a bag of ground coffee, mocha coffee for the house. And then I got coffee that I will take to work tomorrow, so that we'll have that. And so it was really great. I would definitely, if you have never been on a cruise, I would definitely recommend it. I would. I would definitely recommend it. In fact, we are planning, this same ladies are planning on going to Cabo and Puerto Vallarta next October. So, but it is going to be just a 5-day. And I think that 5 days is plenty. 7 days was, for me, was, I think, a little much. Guys, I'm like a 5-year-old. You have to entertain me, because if you don't, then I'm bored, and then I'm salty, and then it's ugly. So, but you know, there was stuff to do on the ship. Like I went to a Full House trivia game. We went to a Harry Potter trivia game. We went to, they had IMAX. So even though you had to pay, but we saw a movie. I actually saw, we saw Black Adam, that we paid for. And then they had movie night around the pool. And so that was free. And so the last night we saw, I saw Top Gun, that I've been trying to see forever, which was really good. Both of those movies. Black Adam was wonderful. And Black Adam is if you're not familiar, it's a DC comic movie, like Marvel is for Marvel. So if you are into those action movies and follow those, I had never even heard of Black Adam. So it was, it kind of gives you that story, the background story of how he became, and then how he progressed throughout the movie. And so, yes, there will be more Black Adam movies out there. And, the DC comic books movies and the Marvel, those are long movies. Those are, they're usually about 3.5 hours. And if they're really good, it doesn't even you don't even feel like it's 3.5 hours. And Black Adam was really good. So you just kept wanting it to go on, and you wanted to know more and more and more about it. But so we did that, and we did not stay out late. It's so funny. Probably the first 2 nights, I was back in my room probably by 9 o'clock. And then I would just like Diamond Art for like 3 or 4 hours, and then finally go to sleep. And then when we were starting to do the excursions, we didn't hang out. And so when I saw Top Gun, that was probably, because that movie that didn't start until, oh no, we did something else that didn't start till 9:30. That was probably the latest. Oh, well, seeing Top Gun, that was probably the latest that I stayed up afterwards. And there was plenty of shopping to do. They had like a candy place that had where you can buy the candy in the bins, and that, and then they had, my favorite. I don't own one, but my dream is to have a Louis Vuitton bag. And so they had a store that had just Louis Vuitton purses and backpacks and wallets and things like that I could not afford, but I just went in there and drooled and left. And then they have different music. They had these 2 guys that were from South Africa that played the guitar and the piano, the electric piano. And so they did kind of like country and old pop, like Neil Diamond and things like that. They performed every night. And then they had this 3 people that did the violin, the electric violin, that played, music that was really, really good. And then they had single groups that you could go to, meet up and stuff. So there was plenty to do. Oh, and they had, we went, one night we went to the comedy club. The girls, because they are a lot younger, they're 29. So the guy that did the comedy, his comedy, I thought it was really funny. But if a lot of stuff that he referenced to that they didn't get, but that was okay. They had a good time. So there was comedy clubs, and then they had like little musical things that dancing that they did. We saw the night before our last night, we saw a group that did like a musical theater. They were pretty good. So there was plenty to do. There was plenty to do. So I like I said, I enjoyed it. I really did it, and I would go back to Cozumel itself, you know, do just like a 4-day trip or something like that. So that was like probably my favorite, besides the zip lining and the tube caving. So, but like I said, I was very happy to get home. I am still trying to work on, I will not get this finished by the end of the November, but I am trying to put a good little dent in it. But I'm pretty sure that I will get my one that I'm working on for Derek's event finished. And that is actually from November 1st to December 23rd. But I am hoping to get that finished before, by the end of November, so that I can start on the December one for Diamond Grandma. And Derek with Diamonds, and is his channel. And if you haven't checked him out, please do. He's doing hashtag Magical Merry Christmas 2022. And Christmas is spelled with the X. And so, like I told you guys, that is anything Christmas, anything like Christmas colors, or if you're working on a project for a Christmas gift, he would allow that. So that helps me a lot, because the project that I'm working on is it's a pretty good size one. And that is this project right here. And that is called Golden. And it's a 47 centimeters by 59 centimeters. And it is, trying to see if it has the colors. I don't remember. I don't have it written down, I guess, how many colors it is. But, and it's a diamond art piece. So I am ready to do my, finish up my projects as much as I can and keep working on this monster. I love it. And I think that I will do this every WIP and chat, and I will also post a picture of it on my Facebook page and also on my Instagram page, so that you can see it a little better. Okay? Well, I think I have rambled enough, so I am going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I missed you guys so much. I miss my YouTubers. If you enjoyed this, please, if you will hit that like button on the way out, I would appreciate it immensely. And also, if you enjoy my channel and would love to subscribe, I would love that. So if you could hit that subscription bell button, and then also hit that bell that will notify you each and every time that I post a video. I am getting a little better at posting. And it was just, I think a lot of reasons why I wasn't posting like 3 times a week or trying to post every day is because I was relying on someone else to do it for me. And so now I have been doing it by myself, and so I'm able to post a little bit more. And so I'm trying to keep working at where I can post at least 3 times a week. So anyway, so remember to be kind to one another. It is cold in Oklahoma, and I'm mad about that. It was the weather was just fantastic. And we come back to cold, so I'm not happy. But anyway, so be kind to one another. Remember to keep cool and keep diamond painting. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.